Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap, the podcast for new and aspiring indie authors.
We're your hosts, Rachel and Rob, here to help guide you on your writing journey.
Join us each episode as we share tips, insights and practical advice to help you take the next steps towards becoming a successful indie author.
Whether you're working on your first book, navigating self-publishing, or looking to connect with fellow indie authors, this is the place for you.
So grab your notebook, settle in, and let's hit the road to your publishing dreams.
Because right in the end, it's just the beginning.
Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap, and this is episode 26, and I am the amazing, brilliant, awesome Rachel, and this is...
And I'm Paulie Rob.
Paulie Rob. Name change.
Paulie Rob, because I was in Liverpool yesterday and walking around in the rain for the parade, and so back to bed after. I can't. I have to go shopping because she's in the fucking list of today of all day. I'm like, why don't you go? No, it's raining outside, but I'm ill. Yeah, but yeah.
Have you not got the kids off?
Hey?
Have you not got the kids off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So two of them will want to come with me as well. So it'll be playing hide and seek in Aldi or Morrison's or wherever with them as well. While I just want to get home and sulk. So anyway, regardless of my plight in the next few hours, what we're doing today, what we're talking about today, Rachel?
Expectations for new authors and kind of realistic expectations versus what's real. Because there's a new author. She's written her first book, and she's doing books 2 and 3, and I've been helping her to start career. And there's lots of things that like just seem normal to me and probably to you. And she's like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize there was all this."
Like what?
Like homework forever.
Homework forever, yeah.
She's like, I keep sending her a list of things, like, because there's so much, I don't want to overwhelm her. So I've been like, right, today you need to go and register for KDP, which apparently has changed since we did it. I don't know if you did it when I did it, because when I started with KDP, I had to phone up the IRS and get myself a TIN number.
See, I never got that. When I first did it, I just put my national insurance number.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like that when I started, so I didn't realise. Yeah, so she was doing that, and you just register and it does it all for you, that is actually, she said the KDP bit was so much easier than I had said it was, because it was different when I did it.
Yeah, but they're always changing bits, aren't they?
Yeah. So I've set a bits of like go and register for MailerLite, go and register for Linktree, KDP, Instagram, and all this lot of
stuff.
Book funnel, yeah. So she's doing all these. So, but I'm giving her in chunks because it's weird how it all feels overwhelming to just give her this big list. So I'm like, right, go and register for these now.
Yeah.
So at the moment,
authors that I help if I'm setting up their platform, basically, from the beginning, it is a list, and I do have like a list of the things, because I'll have a folder file for each author, because I love my folders and files. But there's a template one, so these are the things you must do, and then I'll have like their the passwords and their usernames, so I can get into it to help them if needs be. But it is a lot in it at the beginning.
Yeah. So one of the things she was saying was hard is because I've been editing the first book for her, and I've done like 6 chapters, and it's on a Google Doc, so she can go through it as I'm editing it, and we can kind of like work it together. And she was saying she said the writing is actually the easiest part.
Yeah.
She said it's almost like you've got a business and the writing a book is a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the reason you start, isn't it? The writing. But
she says she doesn't realise how much other stuff there was to go into it to get it, pre-launch. She thought it was literally you write your book, you pop it on Amazon and boom, it's done, which you can do.
Yeah, but it's going to be crickets, isn't it then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been, because she's writing cowboy romance, which I'm like, there's a big market for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, go and follow these authors, go and learn what they're doing, look at their social medias, go and watch their TikToks, like get into your brain how they're promoting their books.
One of the things I tell new authors, because you know they have all these expectations, you know, like because it's a mental thing. This is my book. This is my baby. People will love it as much as me, and I
Yeah, but
quickly go, no one gives a fuck about your
no,
book
no,
until you make them, and
yeah,
that comes with marketing, you know.
yeah. Well, she got her edits back off me. Like there was the beginning of a chapter, and I'd like completely edited it, and so it
Yeah,
looked just red. And I'm like, don't take that personal. That's just me tidying it up.
yeah,
And she was like, okay, but she was like, that's one of the things people need to realize is don't take your edits personal.
yeah. That's the thing. Well, also with editing, you know, if it's grammar and if it's spellings and stuff like that, yeah, you need to change it. But if it's ideas that as an editor you might, but you don't have to take them as right. You know, you're still it's still your baby because when I get my edits back, there's some things. Number one, it'll be slang, so he doesn't understand it. He's from America, although
Yeah,
he is getting used to it now. Uh, and they'll just and bits of slang sometimes he'll look them up, and they'll have like a really random 1634. Where this slang word came from, and I'm like, well, I don't know. It's bobbins or something like that,
yeah,
as slang for crap, rubbish,
yeah,
And so he'll dig down to try and figure out what the hell I'm talking about, and then come back with all these little. Well, no, you should change that word. I'm like, I'm definitely not changing that word
no,
because it's part of the voice of the character.
yeah,
But yeah, so with editing, you don't have to take everything as gospel, if you like,
yeah.
and
Which is what I keep reminding her when I send her stuff back. I'm like, if you disagree with me, ignore it. You
yeah,
carry on.
it's your book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had someone do that to me when I was first starting with editing, and my one of my books, the book that they were editing, was set around the Christmas period, and
yeah.
so we had Boxing Day, and the person was American, and she didn't know what Boxing Day was, and she was like, "You need to explain what Boxing Day is." I'm like, "No, because you guys don't explain what Thanksgiving is."
Exactly, yeah. If you
We
don't know what it is, Google
no,
it.
no, yeah, it's part of normal English custom, and so them talking about Boxing Day is normal. None of them's going to go, Boxing Day, that day that follows Christmas in England.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What are you doing for Boxing Day? What day? The day after Christmas.
yeah, we all know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she was that, and because I was asking her, she was talking about it. She gave me the idea for this episode, and so I asked her what other weird things have come up that she didn't expect, and she's like, one of them is be prepared to cry at least once.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to do with just a bit of overwhelm and not sure, and just imposter syndrome as well. Obviously, it's your
Yeah.
first, but who the hell am I publishing a book? Well,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, definitely.
Some of it was overcomplicating things. Because I said to her this morning, have you made your Linktree and have you done your Instagram? And she's like, I've done my Instagram. She says, but I looked at Linktree and ran away because it looked really complicated. And I'm like, it's honestly not. I'm like, just sit down with it and just, because that actually, you don't realize how important that one is, but it feeds into all your social media.
Yeah, it's kind of a web, innit? Kind of like
Yeah.
the center of the web kind of thing, your link tree. I mean, some people don't have them. Some people have a page on the website and it works the same.
Yeah.
But that is just handy, and yeah, you can get your analytics and stuff off it, as I well know now that I'm
Is it
Linktree
any good?
pro'd up.
I was going to say, is it any good? Because you've paid for it now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's only like £4 a month. But yeah, it shows you where people are going and where they've come from and stuff, which is a little bit better. So I can differentiate between my TikToks and my Facebook ads, which is
Yeah.
what I want. Yeah. So how have your so you're helping? So you editing? Are you just doing everything for this
Just
author?
helping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a new
So you
author,
read?
just all the bits.
Yes, so I had one of our listeners, Joe, reach out to me yesterday actually, saying that she wanted help with formatting because something's not working. She's got Vellum, so we're gonna see if we can sort her out.
Yeah.
I don't remember saying that I'm an expert on vellum,
You
but
said you were an expert on formatting and you are
I
happy
never
to
said the word expert. I've done it a
you
lot.
you said that people could send you formatting stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I do enjoy doing it, and it's dead boring. It's what you know.
See, I enjoy the blurbs. I don't enjoy the vellum, but I enjoy making blurbs and I enjoy
Yeah,
writing them and stuff like that. And I think it's just because you can get really great, and then they're so much easier when they're not your own
that.
blurbs. Maybe I should offer up blurb services because I enjoy that. I often thought about that,
But,
but I wouldn't even know where to
yeah,
start.
but isn't it your mate Al?
No, no, my mate Al will tell me what the book is about. I put it into
Right,
a
and then you can,
notebook
yeah.
LM. Have you ever seen a blurb that comes out of Al?
No,
They're not that they're not that great.
no, I can imagine. Yeah, some of my blurbs I really like. I've written them all, and other ones I just, and it's the earlier ones that I really like, the punchy and meat market, the race. I really like those ones. I think it's because there was no fear, and
Yeah.
I could kind of like distill it down to what is, but where you start thinking more, what I do. I find them a bit more difficult recently.
I've been writing so many blurbs with freelance stuff that I can just do them now.
Yeah, it's quite. Do you? Yeah, start a
I should do. Wouldn't even
blurb.
know where to advertise it though.
Who is it that does it now? Brian Cohen does
Brian Cohen does
blurb
it.
service, doesn't it? Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking charge loads for him and all.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't because I'm such a. I don't know. I always feel really guilty charging someone who's new a lot of money because I'm like, I know they've not got the money.
Yeah, yeah. That's it, innit? I'm the same when I'm doing authory stuff for people. I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to charge too much because
No, I'm like, it took me an hour.
I
Give me
feel
20 quid.
cheeky even though they've come to me for help.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm usually like, it's taken me an hour. Give me 20 quid.
Yeah, I'm a bit more expensive than that.
Oh, I'm so terrible. I do it with all sorts of things. I don't
Yeah,
know. I just don't like taking money.
yeah, maybe. But how's the marketing going at the moment? TikTok. I had
Oh,
sort of viral the other day, 35,000. It's not really viral, but it moves the needle. And I've just set up my TikTok shop, and I'm selling books now. Yay!
yay.
Although funny story, not really funny. So I set up this TikTok shop, and they sort out the shipping in that. It's all contained. So someone buys your book on your seller on your TikTok, and then they pay for the shipping in that, and then TikTok sends you the every uh, fucking sticker, to put on
Yeah,
the parcel
the mailing label.
mailing label. There, those are the words. Yeah, you get a PDF of it, which is
Right.
fantastic. I had two sales, so £10 each for the book, so 20 quid, £23.99 with shipping in that. And then I had to go out and spend 70 quid on a label printer. So that's great. But I
Yeah.
guess I've got it now, so it will earn its money back. But yeah, it's dead easy then because you literally you're not waiting in queues in the post office and stuff. You just print it all out. There you go. They scan it and then it's away. It's
See, I have a
so
service at the post office where I just charge up some money and I give them the parcel and I give them the label I've got and they print it all and they stick it up for me.
but what do you mean? You give them the label you've got?
So, if you've got it in an email or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I I did this years ago. I set it up. It's a service they offer, and you just pay some money online and keep your account charged, and then they will do all the printing and stick it up and post it, and then just
Right.
charge
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
you don't have to do a
yeah,
lot.
but that wouldn't work because you have to do it with TikTok Shop because they're sending you the PDF. I guess they could do it.
No, because you just give it to the post office to print the
Yeah.
sticker.
Well, I've got a printer now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, I've got a printer as well. The little dynamo thing.
Yeah, this one. I tried to get it to connect to my laptop, and I was there reading all the things, and it was seeing it, and it just would not print. So I eventually just got an app on my phone and did it through the phone. It worked fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't happening. Just wasn't doing it through the computer. Yeah. So, how are your TikToks going?
Well, you know me, I'm sporadic with them. Although I sat the other day and loaded everything up so I can just press them to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's been all right, but the Facebook, I don't know if you're finding Facebook ads, they're so up and down. But I've had to turn them off actually because I don't know what was going on. They were charging me twice as much. I don't. Do you have your phone where it tells you how much you've spent daily?
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
the ads manager app. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got one of those, and I got a message through for one of my books that was up and said you've spent £33 today. I'm like, that's set at a tenner. How did it charge £33? And
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And I had a look, I couldn't see anything wrong, and I checked my budget. I'm like, I'll just see the next day it comes in at £32. I'm like, that's not happening. I'm not having all my books at 32 quid each.
Is this
So I
is it a
don't know
new
what's
ad?
going on.
Because your learning phase is a bit more expensive, isn't it?
No, no, it's just random. That is I think it's an April ad.
Right, yes, yeah. It's usually like the first when you set up an ad, the first couple of
Yeah,
days it's a bit more expensive, and then it goes down to the budget that you want, doesn't it?
yeah, but what they say when it's in the learning phase. So most of my book ones, when I've set them off to like a tenner
Yeah,
or whatever book I'm advertising, it might be 10 and then goes to 20. But this couple of books were just a tenner because it's older books, and they've learned. But they always say that in your first week you might spend more on one day, but won't go over £70 for the week.
throughout the week, yeah.
Yeah, this wasn't doing that. This just went sky high, and suddenly my week's bill is in the hundreds, and I'm like, I have no idea
That's
what
weird.
what's gone on. So I've had to pause them, and then I need to just sit down and
But
remake
were you?
some.
I mean, was it coming back profit wise?
It was
Certain.
before it went nuts. It was doing me a profit, but
Right,
no,
so when you're spending 30, you're not making 90 stay instead of spending 10
no.
and
Like
making 30.
these ones
No.
are my older series, so it's like the old ones. So I just whack a tenner on a UK ad
Yeah.
and a US ad for it, and it usually brings in for that book um, a day, 20 quid each from each advert, so 40 quid, and
Doubling up.
then it's got read through, so it's it's profitable that way.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's no way I'm spending £30 an ad on 60 quid a day on that book
Yeah.
because it was still getting the same return, and I'm just like, I have
So
no
then you're
idea what's
down on
going on.
book one.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
so
then
I
that's
don't
eating
know
into
what's
your
going
read
on.
through, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know how it had bypassed its budget because I went in and checked, and my budgets were still the same. Because it says maximum of £10 a day.
Yeah. Don't know.
So
I just,
I don't know what had happened.
is it still doing it? Or have you turned it off?
I turned them off. I thought maybe it's just a glitch on the one day. Maybe it didn't spend the ad budget one day and he's just carried it over.
Yeah.
And when it did it a second day, and then when I checked my account, the total I was at, I'm like, whoa, that should not be that high. So I'm like, you can turn off and I will fix you.
Yeah. Maybe just duplicate the ad and do a new one, or just do a new one
Yeah.
from scratch.
I'll probably create a new one. And I've been looking at some ads this morning that
Yeah.
someone else has done that's really successful. So I was like, I think I'm gonna have a go at those.
Yeah, I need to focus a bit more on my ads. At the moment, I've got loads of authory work. I've got an author who wants. I don't know what's the matter with him. He won't do anything himself. As
Right.
in, he'll like TikToks. He wants me to make TikTok videos for him. I'm like, but you do. If you
Got
do
his
it, you don't have
voice.
to pay me. I mean, I'm happy to. I'll do it all day long. You pay me money, but you're the best person to do that. No, no, don't want to. And he's got someone else making him YouTube videos, and I'm sort of trying to talk him out of giving me money because he's paying me for 90 videos, so
Yeah.
3 a day for a month, and but you could do
You
that
can.
yourself if you just fucking learnt it.
Yeah.
But he's
And in fact, doing them yourself is how you learn them.
yeah, it's like he's got this idea of being a writer and he just doesn't want to do any of it himself, which is weird. Do something else then, but I'll take
Yeah.
his,
But
if I
unless
try
he's
offer him the
making,
best advice and that's all I can do.
unless he's earning thousands back, And
No, well, he's not,
yeah.
But
At least this author I'm helping, he's happy to do it all herself.
yeah, I always try and persuade them to. I will get on, I'll get on FaceTime with you or screen share, and I'll talk you through everything. But it's best that you're the one that's clicking the button, so you get used to the platforms and stuff. And I'm always here to ask if you need a question asking, but you don't want to be paying people, especially at the beginning of your journey. If you like, you
But
don't
it's
want to be paying
also,
people when you don't need to.
they know the subject matter or the story better and stuff. Because, like, I was talking, because it's cowboy romance, this one I'm helping with, and I'm like, you could do this and this. And she was like, that's not normally what happens in the book talk world on the cowboy. I'm like, no, if you know how
Yeah,
it
fine, yeah,
well, you
brilliant.
go for it. I just know the tools that you need to use. But if you
Yeah,
know, like, the graphics that work better and the hook lines that work better, you use yours.
yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I do prefer to just kind of guide new authors and like, but then do the work. But
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to pay me, then it's money still in it, and I'll happily do the work. But
But
it's usually better off that they do want to learn.
yeah, that's probably one thing actually which fits into this episode is just because someone's got experience doesn't mean they know better than you on your book or
Yeah,
whatever. It's like I saw an author who was told because she'd written the first book this week, she'd written the first book this week, she was told that because she's only written one book, she'll not make it. And it's like, you don't know that. And so she was feeling really, really deflated and this and the other. It's like, well, you don't know that. You can't that just because they're super experienced and you're not doesn't mean that
yeah,
they're right.
yeah. I mean, the mantra, generally speaking, is write in a series, advertise book one as a loss even, and you'll get your profit through read through in the series. That's the basically nuts and bolts of the game. But who's to say that your first book isn't just doesn't fly off the shelves?
Yeah,
You don't know, do
yeah.
you?
No, and so you can't say to someone, "Don't waste your time doing X, Y, and Z" because it won't work for you because you don't know what'll work for them
Yeah,
unless they do something really stupid.
yeah. Because it was E.R. James, Paula Hawkins. They were first books, weren't they?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I want a first book that does really well.
See, wouldn't want one that was a bestseller because then you've always got to match it. Like,
Yeah, the expectation.
yeah, you look at the likes of like J.K. Rowling with Harry Potter. Every book she now writes is always held up against Harry Potter,
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter what she writes.
and I'm sure it really, really annoys her when she goes to live in a golden castle.
Yeah, but it would annoy me because I write because I like the stories, and I just want you to love my stories. Pay
Yeah,
me the money, but just love my stories.
I do sort of have that, especially with writing comedy. And is it going to be as funny as
Mm.
because my my book one, people love that, and that's why they read the series because of the strength of book one, and it's always daunting afterwards going right. I'm going to sit down. I can't. Oh, I'm getting old now, and fucking don't feel funny. I feel like disgruntled and cynical. I don't feel like the 25-year-old who wrote Meat Market, who was like bright eyed and stuff.
Now you're
And
jaded.
yeah, and yet now I'm gonna fucking sit down and try and write a sequel that can hold up to it, and it's like, meh. But yeah, I guess you're a bit more forgiving as well the further on down in the series. I don't know. Yeah, full of a cold. I don't care.
I don't know. I think if you've ever read reviews of someone that's written a long series, and you can see, if you look at the negative reviews, you'll get, well, I loved the first 10 books of this series, but now they've just been shit. So they even hold you up against yourself, readers.
10 book. Oh yeah, book 11 was shit. So
Yeah.
oh, didn't you have that though? Didn't you have someone go, yeah, 12 was not very good either. 15
No, they
wasn't
did
a
that on
great.
books one, two, and three. They read the first book, gave me a 1-star review. Read the second book, gave me another 1-star review. Read the third book, and I don't even know if they read any further because I was like, I don't know why you're reading. You obviously don't
Yeah, well,
like
yeah, it's just not your.
it.
On to book 83. Still not impressed.
Yep, still 1-star review.
Yeah, fucking
I'm
hell.
like, thank you very much for your money, but I don't know why you're here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what are your plans for the week?
I'm trying to finish the horror story I'd started a couple of weeks ago, the one that I wasn't supposed to be writing.
All right, okay, yeah,
Yeah. Because if I can get that finished, because I wanted 3 things finished by the end of the month, if you remember, and we're now on the 27th.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So.
I've had last week. I changed my covers, as you know,
Hmm.
my Mr. Millionaire covers to different, completely different, and I just put them on one of these Facebook cover groups. You know that I think you're supposed to. I don't know if it's comparing covers that they do or like there's cover designers there that. But anyway, and I put them on, and a real life cover designer said, "Oh, these are really good. These you've managed to." Grab the element of rom-com without having to use any images whatsoever, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, yeah,
So is this the
that's
new
nice."
versions, the ones that just
Yeah, the new versions, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm very pleased with them, and I will crack on with the Kickstarter soon. And
Yeah.
your hubby's just finished his Kickstarter, hasn't he?
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
And he funded, which is uh,
In
which
the
is very
nick of
good.
time.
Hey,
In the nick of time, he
in
funded
the
in the
nick of
last hour.
time. Yeah, it can be bad, can't it? You know, when if you do a Kickstarter and it's not because at the beginning you'll get a load of people because it's new, and
Yeah.
they must. I think the Kickstarter push it a bit, and then it'll flatline for 28 days, and then the last day. I remember when I did my Divine one, it funded really quickly, but then I was just seeing how high it could go, and
Yeah.
it was finishing at like 4:30 on the whatever in the afternoon, and I went to pick the kids up from school, and when I came back, I made an extra £500, and I was like, "Oh, that,"
Nice.
you know, because it pushes it at the end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I've had trouble before now with Kickstarters just being stagnant, and that's why this time it will be a long pre-order period, pre-notification period.
Yeah. But they're,
Try and
they're saying pre-orders on long pre-orders on Amazon are better at the moment as well.
I'll do that afterwards after the Kickstarter. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, I guess they are. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I
know,
don't
but
know.
that's what people I'm hearing in the groups. I don't know how true it is. I'm so
I,
nervous to put anything up for pre-order at the moment until I've finished it.
well, I've got my book 5 in the Divine, and it's out in the middle of July. So this month now of June is going to be a 3,000 a day words a day thingy, and because at the moment I've got 38,000 words, and it'll be about 100, but I've got bits everywhere. I've got scenes here, scenes there, and nothing's coherent, and it's time travel, so
Yeah.
it's fucked anyway. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment. But my editor says he'll take and edit what I give him. He's not
Yeah.
bothered about reading it coherently. He'll just do the nuts and bolts. So I'll be able to get that sorted. Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. After this one, I'm only putting on pre-order when I've got the book in my hand.
Yeah. It's so tempting because you can G it up while you're writing it,
Yeah,
but it's a lot of stress. And
yeah.
you might say it for 6 months, but that comes around so quickly.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Beginning of this year, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this, going to do that. And before you know it, it's April, and you're like, oh, I've missed that
Yeah.
window. And then, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Run out of steam now.
Hmm?
So have you run out of steam now?
A little bit.
I was going to make you talk about expectations that new authors would have when ordering their first cover, because not everyone can make them like you can.
Come on, then.
I don't know.
I make them. I, yeah, well, when I'm designing a cover for an author and they don't have a single clue about it, I'll always, and they always want something different. It wants to stand out, and then I'm like, no, it doesn't, because if it stands out, then it's not going to be on. You're not going to have the tropes that people recognise it as that flavour book. So I'll then send them to Amazon, have a look at some covers, and show me the ones that you like, but in your genre. Sometimes I don't even know what genre they are as well. And but yeah, cover expectation. They're always really happy with covers because it's kind of putting a face on their baby, isn't it?
Yeah,
Even if no matter what, I've seen like the worst covers in the world, and they love them because it's theirs,
yeah.
And
So never was when I was first started and I was ordering my first covers, I was really afraid to say I didn't like something.
yeah, but that kind of thing helps.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to go down this way. It's nothing personal. Designers aren't like bothered. It's just if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you really don't like it, then we'll
Yeah.
try something different.
I did one cover designer and he sent me it was actually for Jigsaw Girl. He sent me two very different cover mock-ups,
Right?
which was probably the best experience I'd had where I got things to choose from.
Yeah.
And they weren't finalized or anything, so they still had like watermarks on them and all sorts of crap, but you could see what he was going for, and
The
it was like
feel of each
different
one.
styles. Yeah, so that was better. But he was the only cover artist I've ever had do that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your pen name X, is it the same cover designer you use every time?
No, I use it's the same cover designer for specific series. So I've got one designer does one series, another designer
Yeah.
does another series.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they know what they're doing, don't they?
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
have like that series template kind of thing, so just makes it sort of easier for them, really. They're
But I
not
can
starting from scratch.
Yeah, I can tell on my long series that if I go for a cover with her now, she's literally back to me in a few hours, and I think it's 22 books, so she knows the style, the
Yeah.
fonts are set, so she doesn't even have to change the name. I assume she's got some PSD somewhere in my folder. That
Yeah. Yeah, 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 definitely. That's what I do when I do mine as well. Say I'm doing number four, and well, I'm doing number five. I'll get number four, and everything's there, and it's
yeah,
a case of changing the background, moving a few things around. But it's all those things like your author name and stuff. It's all set then, so you're not moving it a little bit. There's nothing worse that if you got like a proof back and your author name was just slightly higher than the rest of them. You're like, no.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think that was what happened with my one for Find Me because that was different aligned, but it was two different cover artists. Because
right.
the one that did Jigsaw Girl, he doesn't do covers anymore for his own business, so I had to go and get the other one from someone else,
Yeah, yeah.
and they just didn't match. Which is then where I was like, I put something together, and now you're finishing it off.
Yeah, and just matching it up and stuff.
Yeah,
Because that's what it's all branding, isn't it? When you're doing, if you've got book one, there's certain elements on book two that need to be right there, and the same font and all the rest of it. Otherwise, it's just going to look a bit weird
yeah,
when you put them next to each other.
yeah.
Yeah. Any more expectation-y stuff?
I don't think so. I don't really know what. It's hard to think what people would expect. Because she was asking me what did I expect when I started, and I was like, I was quite lucky. I started at the beginning of KDP, so as everything new came along, I learnt it. Like I was there. I was an indie author before Instagram was a thing, and then I
Yeah,
was an indie author before TikTok came along, and before so I've learnt them as they've come.
yeah. I think no, I don't. I don't. I don't think. Uh, I had something then, but brain's just not having it.
I think you need some cold and flu.
Eh?
I think you need some cold and flu.
Yeah. Expectations, expectations. I'm just thinking we've got at least another 10 minutes. Need to be talking stuff.
Oh, what are you working? What are you writing now?
I'm writing. It's book five in my Divine series, and I've put the pre-order back again. Pre-orders. I shouldn't have done it, but I was getting excited at the beginning of the year, and it's yeah. It needs to be out, and then I'm just not going to. I'm not going to do pre-orders unless everything's done, kind of thing. Uh, yeah, it's a Christmassy themed out in July.
Yeah, but you get
So
Christmas in July. Christmas in July is a thing.
For you, it is
No,
fucking
it's not.
Christmas every day.
It's really a thing. That's not even for me. There's Christmas in July. Even the Hallmark Channel turns on in July for Christmas in
Does
July.
it?
Google it, honestly. So you can go and
Well,
use that Christmas in July.
yeah. Well, but this book it's a little bit different to the rest because it's kind of like a talking heads. So you've got it's an interview, and that's kind of like the whole book, and it's one of the characters from the previous book. He's inducting a new person into his his team, if you like. They're all are immortals and stuff, and he's got like a place for all these immortals to go, a little club, if you like, because they spend a lot of the years not knowing that there's others and this, that, and the other, and but the guy that's being inducted turns it on his head and starts interviewing him about his past and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's fun. It means that I can go back in time and stuff through flashbacks, even though it's a bit cringy. But the way it's done is yeah, it's done quite well. But I need to finish the fucking thing
Yeah.
because it's been 2 years I've been promising it once again. And I also have book 6 nearly written, so there's that. Yeah.
Time just vanishes, though.
Hmm?
Time just vanishes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how? Because I mean, you were going to have 6 books out this year, weren't you?
Yeah. I've finished. Did I finish one? I don't think I've had one out, but I've finished one. Although I have put it up on paperback just because I want to order copies so I can put it in TikTok Shop.
Okay.
Because I'm going to play with it on
Yeah,
there. I don't want to release it yet. I want to rapid release when I've got the others. But I think it's a book talk one that would work on book talk.
that's what you want.
Yeah, so I'm going to see because it's fantasy and it's retelling and it's the villain and stuff like it ticks all those book talk boxes. So I was like, I'm just going to order some copies and
Yeah.
play with it on book talk. And if I've got 10 copies sat in my house and it doesn't sell on there, I've not lost anything really.
Is it the Cinderella one?
Uh, no, it's a different one. It's on my other pen name, but it's a
Oh,
retelling one. Yeah. So I did that. I spent yesterday doing the paperback cover for
yeah.
that, and it's been approved on Amazon now.
Yay! So you're gonna
Yeah.
get some.
I'm just waiting for the proof to come now. But it was such a
Fuck.
decision because I didn't know
No, but you
whether.
have to put it live, don't you, for to get author copies?
No, no, you can order the proof, but it is live. No one's going to notice it because I've not broadcast it anyway.
Yeah. It's just
Um,
gonna be there, isn't it? Yeah.
so it'll just sit there for me. So when I get the proof, I can then order the author copies. But I didn't know what because it's a fantasy retelling. I was like, the original cover had the characters on the front, and then
Yeah.
seeing on Book Talk, most things don't have covers like in that genre with people on.
No, they're all like
Yeah, so I've changed.
HMS or whatever the fuck is. Yeah, like big words and a little shit thing behind it.
Yeah, so I've changed it, but I think hopefully it'll come out all right. I'll see when I get the proof of it. But
Yeah, nice
that
one.
was done yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah, one of the reasons I really want to finish this Divine book, I want to fucking do the Peter Pan retelling because I
yeah,
reckon that'd be pretty good for TikTok and stuff, you know. But
yeah.
yeah, it's time,
It
stupid.
is, and it's just having to sleep and things like that.
Oh yeah, having to sleep proper gets in the way, doesn't it?
I know. Can you imagine if you didn't have to have like 7 hours sleep, how much you could write?
Yeah, yeah. So my plan is 3,000 words a day for the next month.
Yeah,
Uh, and yeah, that I mean, it'll probably be like, I mean, I've done 38,000 words. I'm heading for 100. I'm not bothered if it's 80. So, yeah, it's doable.
yeah. I'm behind on my word count for this month, which is very annoying.
Mm.
I wanted
Well,
100K and I'm at 48,000.
well, that's a couple of days for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish. But I have, out of the 3 projects, I've finished one, which was re-edit my Jigsaw Girl.
Yeah. Oh, you've done that now, haven't you? Yeah,
Done that.
yeah.
That's up and that's on the site, and I'm really happy with it. And yeah, it came out so much better. It was funny. The third act of the book, I've completely rewritten and I
Right.
deleted massive scenes because I actually used ChatGPT and I was putting the chapters in and I was asking um just about the last bit, and it was coming back going, based on the story. If you have these in, you're slowing down the pace of your book at this point. So I'd cut them out.
No.
So I did, as it said, and it came out so much better. So
Cool.
yeah. But that's up and then I wanted to have 2 more projects finished, but I'm probably just going to get 1 project finished, and that'll be the ghost
We're
horror
talking this year or this month?
this month. This month, yeah. Yeah, well, these are partially done projects, so they're not brand new projects.
Yeah.
The horror story's probably got maybe 20,000 words on it, and I'd like to get that finished by the end of the month.
Cool. Oh, I got a shout out on another podcast the other day.
Oh yeah.
I was at my mum and dad's doing the painting because my dad always wants to. Do you want to do some painting every year? He's got he backs onto the moors, so it gets fucked during the winter. All the fences. So
Yeah.
I do it. Yeah, take the dog down. He loves it, And I was listening to some podcasts. I was listening to James and Cara's Indie Writer Club podcast, and they were talking about this new publishing company that's aimed at men because they're underrepresented in literature. Apparently, I don't know
Right.
where they've come up with that. And Cara said, "Well, it depends, doesn't it? Because there's an indie author, Rob Radcliffe, and
Yeah.
he writes rom-coms from the guy's point of view, and that is sort of underrepresented." And I was like, "Ha ha! These people know my name. They've obviously been seeing my TikToks, which is lovely." Yeah. So that's my shout out back to Cara Clare.
Yeah, and to their podcast is
Although I'm
alright.
not sure if she even knows we've got a podcast, so she might never
I don't
hear it.
know. Well, I don't know, 'cause she's friends with us both.
Yeah, yeah. I met her at the Mad Hatter briefly before I got really drunk,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Funny enough, the last time I met her was in Ireland before we all got really drunk.
yeah. There's something about writers and alcohol, isn't there?
Yeah.
Seems to
Well,
be a
this author's coming to the self-publishing show as
yeah,
well. And I was like, don't expect to be sat in your room or anything like that. You're gonna get there on the Tuesday, it's going to the Mad Hatters and you're just gonna drink. You go home, you fall into bed, you're getting up super early to go to the
yeah,
conference. You do the conference all day, and then you're gonna meet people for drinks, then you're gonna go back to your hotel, go to sleep and get up. And I'm like, it's literally just by the time you get home you're knackered. I mean, so a lot of talking.
yeah, yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Right, I've had enough now.
Have you run out of steam now?
Hey,
You run out of steam.
I've run out of steam now. Yeah,
What we
I've
have.
46 minutes.
That's all right.
Not too many stops, so it'll be around 46 minutes ish in the
Yeah.
edit. And when we're going to get some of that, I enjoyed that last week, not having to speak much. It was great, especially with Mike because he's right chatty. I like that.
Yeah. I'll message someone else and try and get them in next week or the week after.
Okay. Get a few
Yeah.
more on. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are you doing for the rest of the day?
Um.
Holidays, in it, so kids are everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I've currently got one playing Minecraft. I'm surprised you haven't heard the cats and the bell being rung.
No. I can just hear the
No.
rain on my little cottage.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go probably work on that horror story.
Yeah.
Try and get some more words in. I think I've got about 2,000 words in today.
Cool. I'm gonna go shopping and then feel sorry for myself on the couch.
Get some limp sip.
Yeah, I won't.
You don't like it?
Well, no, it just I can't taste it, and yeah, I'll get somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, right. That's been a thing, I guess. It's been delightful to speak to you as always, Rachel. And now I'm
Yeah.
going to
You
die.
do poorly, Rob. You should have pre-warned me, and then I could have been the one with the hangover today.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know I was going to get a cold yesterday, did I? So yeah, and we have to do it today because tomorrow it's out.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because
yeah.
we didn't get around to last week
No,
because
no.
someone was busy.
Someone was busy. Yeah, painting. Right. Okay. It's been emotional. See you later.
So, yeah.